Good morning, my friends. Well, today I've been going through my wood pile and what's inside my shed, and I realize I got a lot of pieces that I probably will never turn. So out of some of them I kind of managed them a little bit. I cut small blanks, some from carrot wood, some from different woods that I have in the shed. But I came across this one pretty good sized piece of carrot wood. It's got a very shallow part here and a branch that came out on the side, and I'm looking at this and it's like, Jesus. Alright, another natural edge. It would be okay, a little bit on the slant, I would think, and it would make a very shallow natural edge, very shallow, and it would probably look pretty good. Or I can do a nice piece with some of this character hopefully coming through, but I know that I'm going to be gouging if I do this route, all of this, so we are not going to be able to see a lot of this stuff, unfortunately. Hopefully is that it has more of it on the inside. So anyway, I'm going to mount this one up on a worm screw, and I'm going to true up the outside and maybe make another platter type style bowl. So let's get started. First thing I did was put my worm screw up. Now this is a good size, probably 10 inches diameter. Alright, the live center doesn't even come remotely close. Alright, no sense me beating myself up and coming up with a piece. Since I'm gonna go that route anyway, I'm going to chop this down on a bandsaw and lighten up its load and make it a lot easier for me. Okay. Just doing that should alleviate quite a bit of the work that I would have to be doing chopping this up. So let's try that again. The reason why I didn't go any further is because I want to maintain as much as I can in the center area. I will have to do a little work here for my tenon, but I didn't want to come all the way up to here and you know, lose the 2.5, 3 inches that I got in thickness on this. So the way it is right now, the first thing I'm going to do is round this over to somewhat of the shape that I might be looking for. Started up about 400 RPMs. $450 RPMs. This is giving me such a hard time. I know that it's because it needs a good sharpening. Let's try that again. Oh yeah, this is going to be pretty nice. Just gotta go a little deeper here. And I'm not sure what I'm doing. It's not that I don't know what I'm doing, but I am waiting to see what develops out of this shape. I'm thinking that I'm going to create something slightly different. No, it's not a tortoise. But I want to see if I can maintain this round rim on the outside and do a double bowl type setup. That's the area that I'm kind of leaning towards, but I might just bring it out and do something very different. It's time to see exactly what this is going to make for me, other than just beautiful, beautiful piece of wood. At the end, I will clear this foot up and remove this bark, and I'll just keep this little inclusion here. I like when I am able to maintain a little bit of that. It doesn't happen all the time. But, and I want to see what starts shaping up before I decide whether if I want to change this or not change this. And that's the thing, I mean, don't take away on what you can't put back. So, seeing, once you take so much, well, you are determined, or you are destined to go in that direction. If you take a little bit at a time, you can keep, the design can keep developing for you. And that's the area that I think will develop a little bit better for you. Rather than committing right away and saying, okay, I'm going to do this. Well, go slow and see what the piece wants, or what's coming out of your tool, more so than the piece. If what's coming out of your tool, the shape is somewhat pleasing, follow it. So I'm going to try to, well, number one, bring my live center back in on this, true up this a little bit, and start gouging up in here and see what develops, and make a double bowl. A bowl channel out here for this ring, a channel out here to make up for this ring, and then another dip to make the bowl. So let's see, it might not work, it might not be pleasing at all, but the piece is big enough that I can afford to play with it a little bit before I have nothing left. Speed is at 950 RPM. Time to go in here. I'm going to define it more or less. Let's see what that does. Well, I think this is a nice looking piece. The diameter is 9.25 inches. And the overall depthness of the piece is 2.25 inches deep. So it's something a little different from for me anyway. if nothing else, the wood, this piece of carrot wood, is probably the most fascinating piece of wood that I have turned till now. Really glad I went with this particular pattern. Let that knot going through there. It's just beautiful. Again, I don't care for this gray blotch over here, which is kind of its characteristics for it to get gray around when it's starting to spalt. But this, it's a donut ring, I guess. And the finish, although I've had better. I tried a couple of different things on this that apparently were not successful. Number one, on this piece, I failed to wet sand it, and therefore I'm seeing the results of not wet sanding it. You can see that it has a few dull spots, and you know, the overall finish is okay, but not a super gloss. On this particular piece I was hoping to get that high gloss, and because it's already sealed with different finishes, it would be very hard for me to apply sanding sealer at this point and sand it off, because it won't penetrate to the wood. So it's gonna have to live the way it is, and I'm not about to resand this and bring it down to its bare wood again. It is what it is, and what it has to offer really speaks loud enough that it doesn't need anything extra. Nice edging on this, pretty clean. Both this edge and the inner edge are thin and yet well defined. Well, thanks again. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Oh yeah, you could say that this was a little bit inspired by Yuval's latest work. Not the same thing in any way, shape, form, but inspired by Yuval's turning that he just did. Amazing turning. I was intrigued, and I will try his turning someday. But the round shapes that are involved were the right color. And if you haven't seen Yuval's YouTube, make sure you go to his YouTube channel. Just an amazing wood turner. Really great guy. And that's amazing work as well. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.